The first question of the quiz on protons, neutrons, and electrons asked you what an alpha particle was. Alpha particle is written like that, and it then gave you a choice of 2 protons or 2 neutrons or a helium atom or a helium nucleus. Now remember what helium is. Helium has got, if you look on the periodic table, an atomic number of 2, a mass number of 4, and they say that it is 2 protons and 2 neutrons, which means that when helium, it's got no electrons anymore. So it's lost those 2 electrons, so it's become 2 positive. That is an alpha particle, which is just the helium nucleus. It's the middle bits without any electrons at all, so it is a helium nucleus. That is the best description of those. Then they ask you the same question about a whole lot of different elements. I'm going to go through them. They want to know what is the number of protons, and in this case it's 6 because the atomic number is 6, so the atomic number is 6. The mass number is 12. The protons is 6. 12 minus 6 gives me the neutrons, which is 6. There's no charge, so protons equal electrons, and therefore the electrons is also equal to 6. And because there's no charge whatsoever, this is a neutral atom. It's not a cation and it's not an anion, and it certainly isn't a molecule because it's not bonded to anything. The next one, I have got a atomic number of 7, a mass number of 15. Number of protons is exactly equal to atomic number 7. Number of neutrons, I'm going to have to take the atomic number away from the mass number, so it's going to be equal to 8. The number of electrons is going to be equal to, here's a big problem, 7, and there are 3 extra electrons. Even though that's a minus sign, add 3 and get to 10. And then you are going to find that this is a negatively charged particle, so it is called an anion. It has a -3 charge. By the way, that would have been called nitride. The next one is sodium, and we have got an atomic number of 11, a mass number of 23. Number of protons equals atomic number, so it is going to be 11. Number of neutrons, I need to subtract these 2 from each other, and I land up with 12. Number of electrons, there is nothing over here, so the number of electrons is going to be equal to the number of protons, and therefore it is a neutral atom. This, by the way, is called fluoride. It's fluorine when it has gained an extra electron. Its atomic number is 9. Its mass number is 19. Number of protons equals atomic number. Number of neutrons, I have to subtract the 2 from each other, and I land up with 10. Number of electrons would normally be 9, but it's got an extra electron, so it's going to be equal to 10. If it's negatively charged, it is an anion. And if I wanted its name is fluoride. Neon. Neon has an atomic number of 10, a mass number of 22. Number of protons, same as atomic number. Number of neutrons, I need to subtract the 2 from each other, and I land up with 12. Number of electrons is the same as the number of protons, and there is no charge there, so all good because there's no charge. That is an atom. Oxygen, except that it's got a negative charge there, which means it has changed your name to oxide. So oxygen has an atomic number of 8, a mass number of 17, a number of protons, same as atomic number 8, number of neutrons, subtract the 2 from each other, and you land up with 9. Number of electrons is the same as protons, except that there are 2 extras, so I add 2 and I get 10. That makes this an anion. Chlorine with a negative charge, so it is chloride, and the atomic number is 17. The mass number is 36. The number of protons is 17. It is the same as the atomic number. The number of neutrons, I have to subtract the two from each other, and I land up with 19. 36 minus 17. Number of electrons would normally be 17, but I've got one extra electron, so I add it on and I get to 18 electrons. It is a negatively charged particle, so it is an anion. Aluminium has an atomic number of 13, a mass number of 27. The number of protons is 13. The number of neutrons is going to be 27 minus 13, which is going to be 14. The number of electrons would normally be 13, but it's got 3 less than it should have, so that's 10. And it's a positively charged particle, so it is a cation. And finally, we have sodium. She doesn't change her name like he doesn't change his name like the aluminium before. Just call it sodium. The atomic number is 11. The mass number is 23. The number of protons is equal to the atomic number, which is 11. The number of neutrons is equal to the 23 minus 11, and that is going to be equal to 12. The number of electrons would normally be 11, but it's lost one of them, so it's 10, and it is therefore a positively charged particle. It is a cation.